Welcome back to WCB Jazz Vinyl. If you spend any time at all buying records on eBay, you've no doubt come across a listing that doesn't sound quite right. So sure, the headline, maybe it's fine, but the description is going to be a little strange. So it often includes weird, like colloquial phrases like must have or timeless classic or perfect for, and then insert audience that it's perfect for. Sometimes like great edition. Usually make sure to mention that it has a speed of 33 RPM. In fact, sometimes you'll see all of this in one listing and it'll read something along the lines of this. This vintage Blue Note Records LP is a must-have for any jazz enthusiast. The Three Sounds Feeling Good album with its iconic cover art is a timeless classic that will transport you to a different era. The 12-inch vinyl record with a speed of 33 RPM is perfect for audiophiles who want to experience the full range of mono audio channels. The LP features a compilation of the best jazz tunes of the time and is a great addition to any music collection. The catalog number BLP 4070 and the release year 1962 add to its vintage charm. This LP is perfect for those who want to relive the golden age of jazz and enjoy the full experience of classic album. Now, in my opinion, none of this is helpful information. It's all crap. It's all meaningless crap. It's marketing. I just don't think that we need to be convinced about the music through descriptions written by AI. Especially empty ones like full range of mono audio channels and great addition to any music collection. Really what we need is what is the pressing and what's the condition. And we really don't get either of those things from AI. Now, I know that I'm picking out one listing in particular here, but guess what? Every one of this particular seller's listings was created using AI, and much of it doesn't have a grading at all, or the grading is vague and confusing, like choosing near mint from the drop-down menu in the like about this item section, and then in the condition details section saying that it has lots of scratches. So this is the topic. It's going to be my shortest video yet because I've already said most of probably what I'm going to say, but it needs to be said. So let's continue along this thought process. Hit like, hit subscribe, follow me on Instagram where I often make fun of eBay listings, but I also talk about music and stuff. All right, so here's another that actually does include the grading, because if you choose it from the drop down first, AI will actually then incorporate the grading into the description, but like not with any detail, obviously, because AI doesn't know. So this one also says the record is from the 1960s and is categorized under vinyl records and music. The artist is a jazz instrument and the genre is jazz. So again, ridiculous, unnecessary, and not at all helpful. But hey, you know, it's also a must-have for any jazz enthusiast, and is sure to be a great addition to to any vinyl collection. Now, this seller is actually not the exception. So I'm not trying to pick on this particular seller. This is actually part of a growing trend where many sellers use some amount of AI to help them with their descriptions, but AI will never be able to grade your record. Okay, so I take that back actually immediately. AI will be able to grade your record, either because you'll play grade it and it'll listen, allow like the app to listen, or maybe by uploading maybe high res files of the surface and of the cover, and it'll like give it its best guess. I haven't seen this tech yet, but somebody out there I know can make it, and I'll subscribe to that app. So because what we need to know is the pressing and the grading, and because AI doesn't know either of those things, using AI to write your descriptions on eBay is absolutely useless. And I don't think eBay should allow it for records, which I know, okay, they're not gonna like set policy just for records. But even if we aren't talking about records, even if we're talking about something completely different, the only thing that AI is doing is taking your headline and then it's extrapolating. So putting some of the details that you had in your headline into, like, basically extrapolating it into sentences, and possibly using some amount of information from elsewhere to supplement, which may or may not be correct, but I don't even think they're doing that. Now, obviously, AI will get better. I know that this is a stepping stone, but it's not ready for prime time on eBay. And in fact, it's not only not helpful, it's often inaccurate. All right, so how does this happen? I'm going to show you by looking at the eBay listing process. So I've created this template for a new listing, and pretty much the only thing I've put in here is the headline. So I haven't really done anything else. This is from a template, so it knows it's a vinyl record, but otherwise I really haven't put in any details. And I decided that I would start with a description that I might use if I was selling a copy of Red Garland's Manteca. So I obviously included the artist, the title, the label, the fact that it's an LP, which is really less for search terms and more to sort of signal to eBay to classify it as a record. And then I did put in the word original. I put DG, for Deep Groove, New York City, to refer to the label address, RVG, because some people actually do search for Rudy Van Gelder pressings. And then usually, if I still have room, I'll list like one other musician on the record. So simple enough, but note that at the moment, eBay does not have the ability to take your uploaded photos and come up with that heading on its own. But I guarantee that, obviously it will at some point. So using that information, sometimes eBay will actually start populating the description a bit. But if it doesn't have enough information to verify something, then it's going to ask for help. So you'll see that here the artist is Red Garland. Material, it's kind of suggesting, oh, do you want it to be vinyl? And I'll just select vinyl. It's got LP. It's got jazz because that's part of the that's part of the template that I put together. It put in Prestige Records. You'll note that eBay auto-populated the color of the vinyl as red because the color appears in the heading for Red Garland. So basically, it would do that with Blue Mitchell 2 and others. And I'm actually going to leave it here just to see if AI picks up on that and reinforces that the vinyl is red, even though it's not, because that's something that would be very easily missed by somebody who's listing a record on eBay. So you'll also note, let's see, down here that it auto-populated promo because I used that word in the headline. So to some degree, eBay's auto-populating is okay, but it always needs to be reviewed, and basically you can't rely on it. So now let's go down here, and this is the description. This is the problem area right here. So, faced with the idea that somebody has to write, as eBay suggests, a detailed description of your item, it also says save time and let AI draft it for you. So let's see what AI comes up with. All right. So I'm going to read it for you. So this original Red Garland Manteca LP promo is a must-have for any serious jazz collector. We keep hearing that. Recorded in the 1950s at Prestige Records in New York City, which is incorrect because it's using the NYC label addresses suggesting that's where it was recorded. This 12-inch vinyl features the renowned artist Red Garland and showcases his unique style. The LP is in 33 RPM and has a beautiful red color. Obviously, it doesn't, making it a standout addition to any record collection. The record label, Prestige Records, is known for their high-quality releases, and this one is no exception. The LP is in excellent shape and is sure to impress any fan of jazz music. This is a rare find and a great opportunity to own a piece of music history. Now, obviously, some of the things listed here are incorrect, but the thing that jumps out to me the most is this statement right here. The LP is in excellent shape. Because guess what? Even though much of this was using, some of the words and some of the things that we put in to kind of prompt, right, what this item is, using some of these different drop downs. The one thing I didn't do is reference the condition. The LP is in excellent shape. So let's go back up and double check that I didn't. But you'll see here, record grading, I left blank, and sleeve grading, I left blank. And nowhere up here in the description do I reference the condition. So what's especially problematic here to me is that because we can't rely, I already said AI can't grade your record. Guess what it just did here? It's saying the LP is in excellent shape. Meanwhile, I have not put that in anywhere. And there's a lot of eBay sellers who are just clicking on this AI description and leaving it at that. Now, that was live. I didn't even test it before I decided to do that screen share. So I actually had no idea what it was going to spit up. And look at what it did. It came up with false information and put that into the eBay listing. And you're going to look at that, with a record that you actually do want to buy, and you're going to base your decision partly on that description. And in fact, it even compounds the problem when you consider that you have so many eBay sellers that are using stock images for their listings rather than actually taking the effort to snap a few photos of their item and uploading it. So there introduces a lot of problems. Now, I understand the desire to use AI to write your descriptions, but I'd rather be no description than an AI one that offers meaningless information. So, when you list records on eBay, and I've listed over 1,000 over the years, you can set a template, right, for every record. I kind of alluded to that earlier. And it can include things like your grading system or related to your experience with selling on eBay. And it's a great place to enter details about your grading. You don't need to ask AI to add wasted space just to have a description. And AI is definitely not a replacement for actually grading your record. Now, a little bit of a lecture here, and probably everybody who is watching this video knows this, or believes the same things that I believe in terms of AI not being great for eBay listings. And and so what do we do from here, right? Because I'm like, what's the adage, like shouting into a vacuum, or or whatever. Thing is that I don't know that we can necessarily change anything. What it is going to do, though, is it probably with negative feedback, or as long as people provide accurate feedback and inform sellers when things that they get aren't accurate, it could slowly force some of these sellers to stop using AI. But guess what? The most inexperienced sellers selling vinyl are the ones using AI, and typically they're only doing it like for a very short period of time because they inherited, they bought something at an auction like in bulk, or they inherited an estate and they're liquidating it, or they're selling their deceased parents' records, and all of that's for a short period of time. And we're not necessarily going to change, you're going to like spend all this effort to change these like small time sellers. Obviously, the big sellers are not doing this. They acknowledge the importance of accurately grading records. So, there's no problem there. I think if there's one other takeaway, if what I'm suggesting is we can't really change things and it's just something to be wary of, so definitely be on the lookout for this type of thing. And if you get the suspicion that the description was written using AI, it doesn't hurt to message the seller and to kind of verify it rather than wait for it to be shipped to you and then be disappointed. The only other thing that I would add is that this could open up opportunities for people who are willing to take risks. And I'm typically one of those people. I do like to take risks on eBay. And if I see a problematic description, it doesn't mean that I'm more likely to buy it, but sometimes I have a sneaking suspicion I can get something for a lot cheaper than it would otherwise go for because other people are going to be nervous about it. And so I do like to take advantage of that. So in some ways, all this does is add a little bit more, I don't know, you need to pay more attention, I think, on eBay than you used to before AI got involved. And I'm both concerned but also optimistic for how AI could be improved going forward and possibly get better at taking some of this legwork away so that people can actually list more easily on eBay. But at the moment, AI is just not the solution. So that's it for today. I hope that people can at least relate to this rant because it's really annoying me lately. And anyway, I'll see you next time.